Hey everyone,
How's everybody doing tonight?
it's the A Bears. Beautiful people. So I have gotten asked this question, not a lot, maybe twice. But I know y'all see me referring to, and y'all see Paul referring to the RV being called Sam. And us naming the RV Sam. And this is the reason why have named her Sam. And we're calling her her. It is the name Sam was my Momo's nickname. For a long time, she just went by Sam. She didn't go by Faye or Audrey, because her name was actually Audrey Faye, but everybody called her Faye. But back in the day, everybody called her Sam. She even had jewelry with an S and everything, and a sign that said Sam's Kitchen. That was her nickname. Back in 2003, right at the end, it was her birthday's December the 29th. It was actually the very beginning of 2004. I found out I was pregnant with Faye the day after New Year's, on January the 2nd. On that same day, my mama found out that she had stage 4 lung cancer. My mama was only 61 years old. She just turned 61 years old on the 29th of December. And so it was at the beginning of January of 2004. And it was weird. It was either the day or the day after I found out I was pregnant with Faye. She got diagnosed. My mama died a few months later in April. I'm not going to go into the whole detail, but I remember laying in my mama's bed with her. Well, first off, in November, she was teaching me how to make her cornbread dressing. And she started talking about her and Papa were looking for an RV because they were going to travel the country. Well, then when she had got sick and I was laying in the bed with her, and I was upset because of something that had happened with my ex-husband, and I always went to her with his meanness and cried to her, and we were laying in bed crying to her, and I told her I wish I could run away. And it was something along the line like that. And she looked at me and she went, "That is the most suckiest part about this. I was retiring and your papa is just about to retire. And we were looking for campers to travel the country. And this is taking it from me. I will never get to see the country. So this is just not for me or for him or for us. This is also for my mama. I'm sick. I don't know how much time I've got. So while I have it, I'm going to travel the country with the man that I love for me and my mama. And fulfill her wish. And that's why we call the camper Sam. But yes, I did get to tell my mama right before she died that I was having a little girl because I was pregnant with Faye. She died when I was 6 months pregnant with Faye. And before, she was actually going to MD Anderson because they were going to do a more progressive treatment on her, where the cancer centers around here were only doing radiation. They said she was allergic to chemo. Come to find out she wasn't. And she went to start her chemo treatments at MD Anderson when she actually had pneumonia. And they had put her on the vent, and there was nothing they could do. Her lungs were fried from all the radiation. So she technically died from pneumonia. She didn't die from cancer. But I did get the chance to tell her that I was going to have a little girl. We found out she was a girl, and that I was naming her Faye. So she knew that. And I did make the promise to her that if I ever got to run away, I was going to travel the country for her. So that is the reason why the camper is named Sam. She is named after my mama. Her nickname. And I think she would approve.
I think so too.
I think she would actually tell me that she would be very proud that I'm actually doing something that I should have done a long time ago. Something she wanted to do several times. But that was their plan, and just that's how life changes. They were planning their retirement, they were camper shopping, and she got diagnosed with cancer in January and died in April. And the best part about it, my mom died on his birthday. So I don't think that was actually a coincidence. I think my earth angel left me because she knew I already had my other earth angel, even though we weren't together yet. We were best friends, but we weren't together. And even though they never met each other, he knew who she was and she knew who he was. Because, like I said, I've said that in several other videos, I always knew he was who I was meant to be with. You don't sit there and constantly fantasize and wonder what it's like to be with somebody and picture this perfect, happy life if it's not meant to be. And then go through all the trials and difficulties that we've been through.
Yep.
If it wasn't meant to be. So that's the whole camper story of why she's named Sam. She's named after my mama. Her name was Audrey Faye, but her nickname was Sam. And she, like I've said in other videos, I know she's a saint. That woman was born poor, married rich, but she never forgot where she came from. And she would take her shirt off her own back and give it to you. If she didn't know you, but she knew you had babies and your lights were cut off, she'd go pay your light bill for you. And just went and tell my grandpa about it. I'm not lying. If it wasn't for her, a lot of us grandkids wouldn't have had Christmases, school clothes, etc. I mean, Lord, she paid her son's child support. She was a saint. And there will never be anybody, I think, else like her. And I try my hardest to make her proud every day.
That's because you do.
I honestly do think out of everybody, my mama would be extremely proud of me.
She would be. And she would encourage you more than anybody on this earth.
So, we had more of a mother-daughter relationship because she technically did raise me. And that's something a lot of people would never understand. That she didn't love me like a grandchild. She loved me like her daughter, but she never could say that out loud because people would get their feelings hurt. Mainly my mother, who really wasn't my mother. I was more her mother.
Yeah.
So, but that's the camper story and why her name is Sam. And I'm happy that her name is Sam, and I'm happy my husband agreed to it.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're going to have a good life in Sam. She's going to take care of us.
Yep.
We've already got power.
And just now you gotta get the outlets to work.
Yeah, radio's working. No, I really am happy about our camper. So, we're going to have a good life. And we're going to live it for us and for my mama. So, alright guys. Well, thank you for listening to that story and the explanation on why Sam is called Sam. In remembrance of my mama. Y'all have a great night. And we'll have more videos to come tomorrow.
Yep. And y'all have a good one. We will see y'all later.
Peace.